Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Actor Robert Duvall, of course, iconic performance in The Godfather and other movies, has passed away. He's someone that will always be remembered. A great actor. I loved his work. Leaders lead. Leaders lead. Others talk. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. Leaders lead, others talk and complain. It's why I voted for the man for president. President Trump threatens the kidnappers with the death penalty if Nancy Guthrie isn't returned alive. Thank you, Mr. President. Plus, Obama breaks his silence on the Trump AI social media video depicting him and Michelle Obama as gorillas, calling it a clown show, and says he does not respect this administration. Plus, Cuomo on Mamdani. Mamdani's homeless encampment. It just hit me, folks, and I'm serious when I say this. Cuomo is already bidding his time until the next election for mayor. I think Cuomo, who should be the mayor right now, has said to himself he's going to wait it out for the 4 years. Mamdani's going to flop, and then he will be the next mayor of New York City. 800-848-9222. But you know what I find interesting before I get into President Trump? It seems very simple to me. You want to vote, you show an ID. You have to show an ID for everything that we do in life. But the Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer telling CNN it's Jim Crow 2.0 to require voter ID at elections.
About 83% of the American people, including majority Democrats, support voter ID laws.
Yeah, the voter ID laws that, first, each state can have its own voter ID laws, and some do and some don't. But secondly, what they are proposing in this so-called SAVE Act is like Jim Crow 2.0. They make it so hard to get any kind of voter ID that more than 20 million legitimate people, mainly poorer people and people of color, will not be able to vote under this law. We will not let it pass in the Senate. We are fighting it tooth and nail. It's an outrageous proposal that is, that shows the sort of political bias of the MAGA right. They don't want poor people to vote. They don't want people of color to vote because they often don't vote for them.
Folks, who doesn't have an ID? The year is 2026. Who does not have a photo ID? This entire argument is ridiculous, and it is insulting, and it is yet again a case of Democrats lowering expectations for people of color, and it's ridiculous. Let's turn to the Nancy Guthrie case, and a report from News Nation. President Trump, and you know, it's why I voted for the man. There are those that step up when necessary. Men among men, and that's President Trump. Sending a message to the abductors. Hey, she's not returned alive. You are looking at the death penalty.
The president has weighed in on this, most recently threatening the kidnappers, these potential kidnappers, with the death penalty if Nancy is not returned alive. How long do you think this massive allocation of resources can continue?
That is a really good question. So we have a community of over 1 million people in Pima County. One of the reasons I think it's a good idea to shift the investigative lead fully to the FBI is because there are other things going on that detectives here in Pima County need to be addressing for other criminal activity, other aspects of the community need their help too, and that goes for the FBI and others. So is it important to apply resources like this to this particular case? Of course, but it is also important to do that in a balanced way that doesn't completely neglect a lot of other community concerns, criminal activity, and other issues like that. So I think it's important we do this in a balanced fashion.
All right.
And that's News Nation talking to the county executive, the local county executive in that area of Arizona. 800-848-9222. On ABC's Good Morning America, retired FBI agent Brad Garrett appeared discussing the latest developments in this case.
Garrett and Brad, thank you for joining us this morning. And we saw Savannah Guthrie released a new video overnight. What did you make of her message?
Well, Michael, one of the real keys in any of these cases where somebody has not been recovered is you always want to build hope and humanize the person that's missing. So for Savannah to do that, if her mother is still out there to be found alive, you're trying to humanize with the kidnappers. Now that's not an easy thing to do if somebody's up to kidnapping someone, but it never hurts to put that into the mix.
And we've heard about the glove. So a question is, how long should it take for investigators to learn that the DNA found on the glove matches someone in the database?
No, it shouldn't take any time at all. Of course, the problem is the database is primarily made up of convicted felons. And so as a result, you've got about 22 million plus folks in CODIS. I'm sure they have run it against that. So if this individual that's seen in the video doesn't have any prior felony convictions, he may not be in there.
Now, are investigators any closer to knowing whether the ransom emails are connected to the abduction or if they're fake?
I don't know the answer to that. I do. It strikes me as odd, working a number of kidnapping cases, that you would have what appears to be a lone actor, in my view, analyzing the guy at the front door of Nancy's house, versus the email folks who basically didn't set up any way for Savannah directly to communicate with them. They didn't go to her. They went to the media. They wanted a lot of money, and they never provided proof of life. So I guess I'll be surprised if they're connected, but obviously we won't know till we get to the end.
Yeah, you're right. It is very odd. The search is entering its third week. You've been involved in cases like this before. Where does the investigation go from here?
You keep doing everything you have been doing, and as new leads come, I mean, you've seen it play out. You talked about it in the earlier opening about stopping a guy with a vehicle, searching it, searching a residence. You know, that's all driven by tips. And the
tips is what's going to help solve this case. That is the bottom line. That from ABC, Good Morning America. I love to see the tweets from you folks. My ex, my account here, Debbie Lebedo. Debbie sends some excellent messages. I agree with 99% of what she says, especially in this case. Debbie says Chuck Schumer just said poor and black people are stupid and cannot get ID. And then she capitalized here. Doesn't everyone born here have a social security card and birth certificate? Yes, Debbie, you're making perfect sense. So it doesn't make sense for the Democrats. It really is that obvious. It's that obvious. The party of lost. That's the Democrat Party. The party of Jasmine Crockett and AOC. Who in their right mind would vote for those two? Unless you're lost and confused and misguided. It really is that simple, folks. Obama, the former president, breaking his silence on the Trump AI social media video depicting him and Michelle Obama as gorillas, declaring it's a clown show, he says, at the White House, and he doesn't respect the administration. Now, I've said this over and over, the meme was awful. It should have never have happened. President Trump had it taken down. It's not the end of the world, though, folks. It really isn't. And I've said this, we do as a society, and in particular people of color, we have much bigger fish to fry. Like, how about looking in the mirror and getting better education? How about making sure our kids are educated? How about making sure that we do something about black on black crime? But don't get me diverted for that topic right now. I'll save that one for another day. But that's just a few of the bigger fish that there are out there to fry. We're about to start with your telephone calls, but first, Obama on this meme.
This morning, former President Barack Obama breaking his silence after President Trump's blatantly racist post earlier this month depicting him and the former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes.
I think it's important to recognize that the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling.
Obama over the weekend calling the Trump administration shameless, saying they don't respect the presidency.
There's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television, and what is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel like you had to have some sort of decorum and a sense of propriety and respect for the office, right? So that's been lost.
So that's Obama's take on the situation. We see all your telephone calls. Let's begin with Teresa in Brooklyn. Teresa, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I hope you're doing well.
I am, and I hope you're doing well as well.
Oh, the snow is melting, and I got my car out of my back of my garage, so I'm happy.
Wait, how long did it take to get your car out? How many days? How many weeks?
A lot, because one of the pipes was broken from the roof, and on the other side, too, we had big sheet of ice, and we couldn't get the cars out.
Oh,
so now
boy.
It's melting, and we were chopping, and then my arm was killing me, but we finally got it done. Let's hope it stays that way. Anyway, I want to call you to tell you what I just saw. I didn't see it. My girlfriend sent it to me from Alabama. She's a resident of New York, but she moved down there with her husband. Mondani opened up a grocery store for free food on the west side. Does anybody know about that?
No, he didn't open it up. He had nothing to do with that. It was done by a private online betting service, and it was an awful experience. People were online for hours, Teresa, and they were supposed to get 10 products each, and some didn't get any at all, but Mondani had nothing to do with that.
He doesn't? Oh, because I was calling up to ask you if you could do a little bit of research and find out who was the one that opened up the store, and where did they get the money from to open up the store?
It was done by a private business. I don't know if they're looking to curry favor with the city or curry favor with New Yorkers. I think it's Poly something. I don't remember the exact name. Teresa, thank you for the call. But Mamdani had nothing to do with that. Come on, Teresa. You know that this guy, all talk, no action. This guy is never going to open up a grocery store, just like you'll never see free buses, just like you'll continue to see, unfortunately, homeless people die. This guy, Mamdani, is a complete joke.
The Dominic Carter Show, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I've said this repeatedly. I don't know why it's so hard for some to comprehend it, so let me repeat it again. A visa, no one's entitled to a visa. There is no constitutional right to a visa. Okay, a visa is a permission to enter our country as a visitor. If you enter our country as a visitor, and as a visitor in our country, be it a student, a tourist, a journalist, whatever you want to be, and you undertake activities that are against the national interest and national security of the United States, we will take away your visa. In fact, if we knew you were going to do it, we probably wouldn't have given you your visa.
Thank you, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Dominic Carter back with you. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll actually let you hear Savannah Guthrie's emotional latest appeal to the person that has kidnapped her mother or individuals. And I'm about to go back to your telephone calls, and at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to share an email. I receive a lot of emails, but this one stood out to me from one of our listeners, Dara Collins. And Dara says she had a racist encounter at a Goodwill yesterday in the city of New York. I'll share that in just minutes. Looking at my Twitter at my ex, Liz Rosenblatt says at Dominic TV, every, and she capitalizes this, legal American. She has that whole phrase capitalized, should have a photo ID. She again capitalizes the word photo and the initials ID. If you don't have one, can we assume you are, and she capitalizes again, not a legal American? Shame, she capitalizes shame, shame on you, Chuck Schumer. Back to your telephone calls. Let's go to line 5. Ben on Long Island. Ben, what's going on?
Hello,
Welcome
Mr.
to the
Carter.
Dominic Carter Show.
Hello, Mr. Carter. Love your show.
Thank you,
I had
Ben.
a theory that I haven't heard anyone discuss yet. I know that there's been a lot of talk about the gentleman on the camera, covering the camera, a very clumsy, bumbling guy. I think the guy that was at the house and the people that are sending in these ransom notes are totally unrelated. I believe this guy came in on a simple robbery. Something happened. He left. And when it came up as Miss Gunther was missing, someone got the bright idea that, hey, I could make money off this. Let's send in a ransom note.
You may be onto something. They are investigating. One of the theories per the FBI was that it was a robbery gone bad. So there are a million theories out there, Ben. We don't know the truth. The only thing I can say is that whoever has this 84-year-old woman, you are not very bright. The best thing you can do is let that woman go and pray that they don't catch up to you. Because if that woman dies, Trump is not going to rest until you are in custody and facing the death penalty. And it really is that simple. Ben, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Eduardo, line 1 in Tampa, Florida. Young man, what's on your mind?
Yeah, good afternoon, Dominic. I don't know if you've been watching, but how about these U.S. hockey teams, men and women's? They got a pair of brothers on the men's team, and I think both of the men's and women's are going to make it to the gold match. And I would like to see a match between the U.S. men's and U.S. women's. How about that match? That's a nice fantasy match.
Yeah, that's never going to happen, though. I haven't really been following it. I say go Teams USA. And, you know, hockey has always proven where the U.S., I think going back to Lake Placid here in New York State, where the hockey team came out of nowhere, men's, and actually won the gold. So bravo. And if there's diversity on the teams, if I know there's a woman of color on the women's team, and I'm sure it's the same with the men, if you can play the sport, then good luck to you. Play the sport. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And in a moment, I'm going to Teddy and Yonkers, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. So an email I received just a short time ago from one of our great listeners. She's a great woman. Her name is Dara. And the subject on the email says, racist encounter at Goodwill yesterday. Dara says, hello, Dominic. Yesterday I was leaving the Goodwill on 14th and 5th with my cart. A tall 30-something black guy was coming in, blocking the door. I didn't move, waiting for him to move over, and he didn't move, waiting for me to walk around him with my cart. Finally, he moved aside, but not without calling me a effing white bee and some other things I cannot remember. Really stunned me, but I guess it shouldn't have. Some very nice Asian man with his child in a carriage witnessed the exchange and commiserated, shaking his head as if to say, quote, unbelievable. Just a typical day in New York City. Thankfully for me, few and far between. Dara, I'm so sorry that happened to you, Dara. these types of things shouldn't happen. But what can I say? Dominic Carter here with you, line one, Teddy and Yonkers. Welcome back to the Dominic Carter Show. Teddy, what's going on?
Hi, Dominic. Happy President's Day. That behavior was reprehensible. I agree with what Dara said.
Okay.
I just wanted to tell you, I just came back from Mount Vernon High School. That's my alumnus. They beat the school up in your neighborhood, North Rockland, today. Good, Very good game. It was like Mount Vernon won by about 4 or 5 basketball boys.
Okay.
Very good. And
fantastic.
I just wanted to tell you that. I want to respond. I thought Obama's response was excellent. And I also want to point out that what I read over the weekend, one of the German generals in the military said that they are preparing for war with Russia within 2 to 3 years. And I just wanted to tell you that. And
hey, Teddy, but let me ask you something. I don't want you to go ballistic. How are we ever to learn something if we only read media of things that we like or agree with?
Well, let me ask you, how else am I supposed to make a decision based upon what?
I just told you. I just told you. If all one does is read or watch what they want to hear, the point is counterproductive. You're not learning anything, meaning all of us. If that's what we do, then we're just preaching to ourselves. And when you say Obama's response was very good as far as what?
As far as how he was eloquent in it. He wasn't berating anybody. He wasn't cursing anybody. He wasn't mocking anybody. Just talking about the behavior in the president's office. Okay?
So Teddy, this president is not highly successful?
And I'm still waiting for Trump to acknowledge an apology.
Apology for what? Wait, what are you talking about? An apology for what?
That it was put up. He's the head.
You're talking about the meme. You're talking about the meme.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you want him to apologize?
Sir, I do.
Okay. So why is it, Teddy, you want him to apologize, and to me, it's no skin off my apple?
Why? I don't know. That's the difference in, I guess, character. Okay? Character? That's why I'm looked up to by thousands of people, okay? Who I've taught, okay? They said, you were tough, Teddy. You were tough, but you were fair, and you had our backs, and you explained what it meant to have our backs. And as we got older, we understood that. But, Dominic, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink it, okay?
And that's exactly my point with you, Teddy. That's exactly my point with you. That's exactly my point with you. Because, frankly, with all due respect, my friend, you sit around listening to these black and Latino kids that you educated, and that's a wonderful thing. But it's the blind leading the blind. You've got to grow at some. So let me ask you a question about Obama, right? You think he walks on water. So they're building this multi-million-dollar big wet kiss to Obama, his presidential library in Chicago, and you've got Michelle Obama, Miss Black America, and an angry black woman. Why did neither one of them do about black on black? Why didn't they do anything about black on black crime in Chicago in their own backyard from Mr. Community Organizer? Why didn't they do something? Why is it Trump is cleaning up Obama's mess on that one issue in particular? Why is that?
Well, you mean when he was in the office?
Why is it Trump is trying to clean up Chicago with crime and Obama let the brothers run wild? Why is that, Teddy?
Oh, how is Trump trying to clean up the crime?
Are you serious, Teddy? Are you serious?
Does he do? Well, tell me. Give me some.
Okay, so when he wants to send in the National Guard the same way he did in D.C. and cleaned up crime in D.C., that's not trying to clean. They're literally snatching white women off the street in Chicago, bashing their heads in, raping some unconscious, shattering the face with broken bones in their bodies broken bones in their face, and nobody says nada, including the city's black mayor. So where was Obama with that, Teddy?
He should be run out of office. I agree with you on that. You see, I'll call it both ways, okay? He should be run out of office. But my problem with you My problem with you is you don't want to criticize you only want to criticize, it seems, black politicians, okay? But you don't want to criticize any white politicians.
Teddy, didn't I just say that the Trump meme was wrong? But it's not the end of the world. My life goes on. Didn't I just say, haven't I been saying for days it was wrong?
Minimize it. You minimize it.
Wait, by saying it was wrong, I'm minimizing it?
You should have said it.
See, here we go again. See, you just slipped, Teddy. You just slipped. Here we go again. Classic liberal telling a black man exactly what he should say. What makes you think you're entitled to tell me what to say?
And you're not entitled to tell me what to think or say.
Teddy, you just said you should have said. What do you go around telling people what they should say, or do you only do that to black talk show hosts?
You asked me, what should Trump do?
Right.
Trump
I didn't say what I should say. I said, what should Trump and all I'm saying to you is Obama was good at the game, good at running his mouth. Trump is getting the job done, trying to clean up the hood, something that should have been a top priority for Obama. But Teddy, why do you as a liberal, why do you liberals always want to tell a black man what to say? Why is that?
There you go again. You characterize me as a liberal. I'm a centrist. I'm like Ed Koch.
You're a centrist?
I'm a Democrat with sanity, okay, as Ed Koch would describe himself. That's what you do. You characterize other people. And Christine is on my side. And Christine is very intelligent.
Wait, who's Christine? Wait, who's Christine? Who's Christine?
The one from Brooklyn who agrees with me. I think that's
so because one caller agrees with you, that means it's right, Teddy? Teddy, I gotta move on to other callers. But listen, do me a favor, let me give you some free advice. Stop trying to tell a black man what they should say. I know exactly what I should say. I don't need your 2 cents. And I'm not in your math class, and you're retired. So please, stop trying to tell. You may do that garbage with your students, but I'm 8 steps ahead of you. Stop trying to do that with me, Teddy. Please, can you do that?
Class is always in session.
Class is always in session?
You're goddamn right it is.
Okay, so can you do that for me, Teddy? Because I got to move on to other callers. Can you please stop trying to tell me what I should be saying?
Don't tell me what to say.
Teddy, so see, notice, America, he won't answer the question. And you know why he won't answer the question? Because liberals are some of the biggest racists ever. They always want to tell others what they should do. Teddy, do that with your students. Don't do it with me.
Dominic is done with you.
And let's now go to Rich, line 2 in Pennsylvania. Rich, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Dominic. Dominic, is it exceptional that Miss Guthrie has been missing now for 16 days? Is that a very long time?
As far as I'm concerned, it's 16 days too long. And if you're Savannah Guthrie, I mean, I just hope this woman doesn't have a nervous breakdown. And I mean this with love. As expected in this situation, she's not looking too well these days, as you would expect. But it's 16 days too long. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, between the FBI and everybody that's working on this, it is a very long time. It's very difficult to solve. Now, Sherlock Holmes said that the most difficult crime to track is a purposeless crime. And this makes me personally believe that she was an unintentional victim of this whole thing. Someone went in there with a plan, with intentions, and they did not plan on stumbling across her and her being part of this, making it a purposeless crime. That's why it's so difficult to figure out exactly what happened. Because Sherlock Holmes also said, in solving a crime, you first go for your facts, you go for evidence, and then you're left with imagination.
Okay, now wait. Now, Rich, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Sherlock Holmes was real? I mean, I know he was a television character, but was Sherlock Holmes real?
The guy that wrote this stuff was a professorial genius, and he didn't. He wrote this stuff from experience and academic education.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Rich. Thank you. I got to move on to other calls. Thank you very much for the good point there. Let's go to Dennis, line 1, New Jersey. Dennis, welcome to the Dominic Carter Show. What's on your mind?
Yeah, Dominic, this is what's on my mind in reference to Teddy. Let me see if I get it right. The guy that he voted for, the clown that he voted for, let 12 million strangers into this country. They committed thousands of crimes. The guy
Dennis, you know that doesn't matter to liberals. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But go ahead with your point.
He's a one-man band. And in addition to that, think of the fact that there are like 500,000 dead in Ukraine and Russia because of the schmuck that he voted for. But I'm supposed to be upset about some stupid video? The guy should pack up his bags, Teddy, and find another country to live in if he doesn't like Trump. Trump isn't Jesus. He makes mistakes, but overall he does the job.
Dennis, you help me out here, man. I said the video was wrong, right? What else more am I supposed to say? He said I'm minimizing it. What am I supposed to? For me, it's not the end of the world. I keep going for me and my family and to try and better society. What am I supposed to say?
Dominic, it's that old expression, Dominic, trying to talk common sense to somebody that's an idiot. It's like giving medicine to the dead. The guy's an idiot. He wastes your time. He wastes everybody. If my kid was ever taught by somebody like Teddy, I'd put a bullet in my head. Some guy, all he does is scream.
All I can tell you,
and he's a one-man band. He's ridiculous.
All I can tell you, Dennis, and thank you for the great call. Since I was in college, liberals have always said to me, basically, they didn't use the word boy, but basically their entire conversation with me was, boy, go sit down. We'll tell you what to say and when to say it. What to say and when to say it. And not until we tell you to say it. That's not me. If you think that's me, you got another thing coming. Dino, line 2 in Queens. Dino, what's going on?
Hey, Dominic. I just wanted to ask you a question. What would you think the meaning of liberalism is? Is there a meaning for you? How would you break that down?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. How would you?
Well, a liberal to me is an individual that can tell you what's right and how to live, how you should turn to the right, turn to the left, and what steps you should take in life. But if it was on their behalf, they wouldn't have a clue how to guide themselves, but they can guide you.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think that's a very fair assessment. I don't get it with liberals. I mean, and if you listen carefully to Teddy, he all but out tells me it drives him batty because I'm a black man, just like it drives people batty on social media. Oh, you're an Uncle Tom Sambo. Oh. Why am I a Sambo? You loved me 15 years ago when I was arguing your points, when I was covering police brutality. What changed about me since then? Oh, now you're pro-police and you say Trump is not a racist and you like Trump. So now you're Sambo. Now you're an Uncle Tom. Now you're everything else. But guess what? You can call me what you want. That does not improve your life. Eventually, you have got to look in the mirror.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. As I said at the top of the show, leaders lead, others talk and complain, but it's why I voted for the man. President Trump is the real deal. You can call me whatever you want to call me from now until the rest of my life. You can say on Facebook and on Instagram that I think I'm white. I guess they say I think I'm white because I support President Trump. And what else do I support? Oh, yeah. I support Ice, baby.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something holding me tightly.
Because I'm down with Ice. Don't turn it down, Carlos. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance. Crush a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poison.
Ice, baby. And when I say ice, baby, I'm talking about law enforcement throughout the entire country. I support 1,000%. Where's the chorus? Oh, yeah. If you're driving, sing with me, folks. They're going to look at you like you're crazy, but they look at me like I'm crazy every day. Go with the flow. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go here. Let's go to Hoboken Mary. Line 1. Hoboken Mary, how are you, young lady?
Dominic, I don't want you getting a heart attack with any of your callers. That's why I want you.
Hoboken Mary.
And how's your wife Marilyn doing, Dominic?
She's doing very well. You know, she walks around the house when I'm home and she goes, I'm Oprah. And I start laughing. She's finishing her book and it's very, very good. I have to admit, it's very, very good. The adult book. And so she's doing very well. My son Dominic is doing very well. Thank you for asking. But young lady, how are you? And what's the secret? You're in your 80s. What's the secret, Hoboken Mary? Tell me. Inquiring minds want to know. What's the secret to life here?
Vodka and tonic. But no, listen to me, Dominic. I belong to a great organization, and I'm going to bring up lupus at my meeting in March. I want to see if I can get some money to the Lupus Foundation.
Oh, isn't that nice? My wife has lupus, and you know, she has good days, she has bad days, you know, and as I'm looking right now, I just see, a text from her and my daughter Courtney, Hoboken Mary, 1 dead, 4 hospitalized in a mass shooting at, Pawtucket High School hockey game. So that's happening as of right now. 1 dead, 4 hospitalized in Rhode Island. And remember, Hoboken Mary, Rhode Island had the incident at Brown University. Hoboken Mary, before I let you go, what's happening in the world these days?
Well, I just got back from Florida, and I'm really keeping busy. I heard from a great person today, Christina Fontanelli. She's a singer. And I may do something with her at the end of March. So my daughter's having an MS fundraiser in Nutley, and but I want to concentrate on lupus right now at my meeting. That's what to do.
Thank you, Hoboken Mary. You're so kind. You know, I got to learn much more about the disease myself. All I can tell you is autoimmune. And when my wife is having a bad day, when she's not feeling well, it hits hard. Hoboken Mary, you are the absolute best. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Bob, line 3, Manhattan. Bob, what's going on?
Dominic, first of all, prayers to everyone in Pawtucket. There's too many situations like this lately.
1 dead, 4 hospitalized. Mass shooting at a high school hockey game.
It's just, anyway, I'll get to this point anyway, unfortunately. When I heard Cuomo mentioned out there for mayor again, I'm saying, what is the shape of New York City politics? This guy, let's face it, with his history, his morals, with the killing of the grandparents, with the sexual assaults, unleashing 48
So you'd rather have Mom Donnie than Cuomo?
Pardon me?
See, we have to live in a world of reality. Would you rather have Mom Donnie than Cuomo?
I won't. I'm talking about the future. You said he's going to
I'm talking about the future too. Would you rather? And I'm short on time. We have seconds left. Bob, would you rather have Mamdani term number 2 or Cuomo? You got to answer it quickly.
I'd move.
Okay, so you're punting. Thank you so much for the answer, Bob, and for the call. America's heroes need your help. Donate $11 a month and consider making an even greater impact by donating a vehicle or land. Go to T2T.org. That's T2T.org. And folks, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is the real deal. I'm back live at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?